What is the Harding phenomenon? The Harding phenomenon is a word that comes from the English word herd, flock, and means that human beings tend to act according to the thoughts of others and many people. Speaking of phenomena that are familiar to us, we buy products that are in fashion, and the cues call for more cues. The Harding phenomenon is known as one of the insights in behavioral economics, but a synonym in behavioral economics may be the bandwagon effect. Behavioral economics has the perspective that humans seem to be rational and behave irrationally. And the economy created by humans also has irrationality born from such a psychological aspect, and stock investment and economy. It can be said that it is one of the academic fields that are attracting attention in economics. We can see this tape of irrational behavioral action lots of times in financial markets, when price makes big divergence, Agon's company fundamentals. Is behavioral finance useful for investment? Behavioral finance is the study of the influence of psychology on the behavior of investors or financial analysts. It also includes the subsequent effects on the markets. It focuses on the fact that investors are not always rational, have limits to their self-control, and are influenced by their own biases. An example of the Harding phenomenon in stock investment is the case where the stocks being bought and bought further and the high price is renewed. In addition, it can be said that the irrationality of the Harding phenomenon was glimpsed in the bubble formation of the subprime loan market that started the Lehman shock. Especially if you are a beginner in investment, you may intuitively think that the stocks that are going up will go up even more, and you may buy them and grab a high price. Behavioral economics proposes that human beings have the property of heuristics, in which they make decisions based on past experience, apart from making logical thoughts when making decisions. For example, this heuristic works well when multiplying and when making daily habits, but when it comes to investing, that thought can be a nuisance. Emotional investment decisions that are not based on rules do not have a statistical advantage, and the method does not always work. It is often said that 90% of individual investors lose, but many of them include failures due to a lack of understanding of human irrationality and psychology. Isn't it? Then, what kind of attitude should we take in investing so that we do not lose 90%? Metacognition is important. In trading, it can be said that there is no way of thinking or method that if you do this, you will definitely win, but what is important is metacognition. Meta is a prefix that means beyond and contains, and metacognition means recognizing cognition. It is confusing to write cognition as cognition, but it can be said that it refers to the state of being able to see oneself objectively, what one is thinking. What I am doing now can only be expressed from my own experience. However, by reading a book or learning a new concept, you will be able to express that behavior in a new way. Behavioral economics focuses on human scientific psychology, and human psychology, such as status quo bias and loss effect, will help us to see our thoughts and actions objectively. If you are an investor, you will understand that you can trade calmly when you are winning, but you will panic or your mentality will be shaken when you are losing, and you will make an appropriate trade. I think you have some experience. Of course, everyone suffers failures and losses, but in order to reflect on them and improve them, it is of course important to admit why did they fail? In the process, metacognition may be useful for verbalizing and embodying failure. How to acquire metacognition? As a way to acquire metacognition, as I wrote earlier, reading a book to acquire new knowledge, and making it a habit, to draw a cycle, to improve one's behavior can be mentioned. It may be a good idea to notice ideas and habits that you are not aware of and try to live while being aware of how to correct them. If you know the word Harding phenomenon, you should have the perspective of because it is a Harding phenomenon, isn't it profitable to make a contrarian here? Can be done. It will be possible to broaden the range of investment and thinking by not only synchronizing with the way of thinking around you, but also by firmly holding your own investment axis. Learning the knowledge of behavioral economics, not limited to the Harding phenomenon, is useful for making investments, so it may be good to learn it. Thank you for watching my video, and if you want more videos like this, please subscribe to our channel and contact me directly at my website. And remember, be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful.